Hello everyone, welcome to GNU according to CD, that is Government of National Unity Story Time. So guys, in case you don't know, I do have another YouTube channel where I teach about YouTube. I've been doing this for the past 4 years or so on my YouTube channel, and about a year ago, I had one of my YouTube viewers basically sharing a story to me how my YouTube videos have helped them to also make money on YouTube. So this story starts with this young guy who just finished matric, and in fact he didn't just finish matric, he had finished matric 2 years back, and he has been trying his level best to find a job. He has put in CVs everywhere, even went as far as looking for a job in Pakistani stores, Indian stores, any store that could actually give him a chance so that he can earn. He didn't care whether he earned 50 Rand a week. So one of the days, it so happened that his family started getting a little bit sick and tired of him just sitting at home not working while his siblings were working. Now, everything just started becoming a little bit difficult. Every time he opened the fridge, there were complaints. Every time he turned on the light, there were complaints. Every time he made food, there were complaints. So there were just complaints throughout, and he was feeling really, really bad. At some point, he did even think of deleting himself because he felt useless. And whenever there were parties or weddings or something where there's going to be a gathering, he was always turned into a slave because he didn't contribute a cent towards the event that is happening in the house. And of course, he lost friends because most of his friends were working. And of course, if you know anything, living in the township, when you're unemployed, you are basically are seen as useless. You don't get invited to parties, you don't get invited to hangouts, because what are you going to contribute in those hangouts? What are you going to contribute in the parties that you'll be invited to? So he always found himself just sitting at home, even though he was working really, really hard, putting out CVs. He would not even he not even get one interview. So he just felt hopeless and useless. So this particular December in 2023, his family decided to go on a holiday without him. So the family goes to the same church as he does. Of course, it's a family church. Not like a family, it's a church where the family attends. So this particular Sunday, he wakes up, he dresses up, and this particular Sunday, it was his turn to teach. What do you call this, kids? What do you call that thing again? Uh, Sunday school. Sorry, it was his turn to do Sunday school, so he had to leave early so that he can receive all the kids and make sure that each parent has a tag for their child as they come to leave them before they head on to the main service. So the family, they didn't pitch a church, but he didn't know that the family did not pitch the church. When the church was done, kids were gone. He looks for his parents, basically it's his mother and siblings. They were not at church, and then he went to one of I think one of the elders of the church, because the mother is part of the elders, to ask if his mom has left. They said, no, but we're wondering why you here. Your family has gone on a holiday. He finds out, and then he's like, oh, he pretends like, oh yeah, I forgot. The reason why I couldn't go now is telling a lie. The reason why I couldn't go is because I have an interview tomorrow. And they're like, oh, okay, your mom told us you're not feeling well. So there's like contrasting stories. He's like, no, 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 I am not well, but I also have an interview tomorrow and I have to make sure that I go to the interview. So his family left on, it was Christmas Eve when they left for the holiday, and they returned on the 7th of January. And then in the house, they basically scaled him the amount of food he's going to eat, how much electricity he's supposed to use, what he did not need to touch. The fridge was locked, padlocked. Can you imagine? And so he felt like, wow, this is how my own family is treating me. But he was mostly disappointed at his mother, or I think he was more hurt by his mother than he was with the siblings. So on the same day when he was coming back from church, as if fate would have it, he hears a phone ring, but the phone is ringing in the drenches. He picks the cell phone, he answered it. Somebody says, "Hey, listen, that's my phone. I don't know where it got lost. Can I come and get it?" And it's like, "Yeah, sure, you can get it." This individual say, "Could you please come to town and give it to me there?" And the guy's like, "I don't have money to come to town. My town, if I have to walk, is going to take me 4 hours to get there." And so the individual's like, "Okay, where are you?" And then he says, "I'm in this township." So the person drives to the township. Indeed, this person comes with like 6 or 7 guys because I think they were afraid that maybe the person that picked up the phone might be a criminal of some sort, which is understandable. And indeed, he hands over the cell phone to the owner and he's like, "No, I'm just coming back from church." And he looks like a person that's coming from church. And it's like, "No, I just came back from church. I heard the phone ring on the drench." They're like, "Oh, okay. This guy apparently he was mugged or hijacked. I can't remember what his story was." And so that means those people threw the phone out the window and I think yeah, it was hijacking. They threw the phone out the window and drove off with a car. So I guess the phone was useless to them. So the to cut a long story short, these guys then they realized that he had an old phone, which I mean it's not a smartphone. So this other guy's like, "Is that the phone you're using?" He's like, "Yeah, this is the phone I'm using." So this other guy goes into his vehicle, pulls out what looks like a cell phone, an iPhone. I think it's an iPhone 14 or something like that. And he says, "Hey, use this. I'm giving it to you. The reason why I'm giving it to you is because at work they always give us new cell phones, and I was gonna give this to one of my cousins, but my cousin has a new phone. I was told, so you can use this one as a token of our thank you." So of course he could not believe it, and the other guy decides to give him 500 rand, and then the other one as well decides to give him 200 rand. So eventually he had on him about like 3,000 rand or something like that, he says. And then when he got home, this is when he meets the bombshell, how things were set out for him throughout December, basically for the rest of December. Food that he's going to eat on Christmas Day, and he's not allowed to touch the fridge. So much electricity he needs to buy. So while he was sitting at home, he had gone to buy himself airtime, came back, and decided to watch YouTube videos. And he did go to town to buy himself KFC and cold drink because the way things were set out for him, it was as if he was some kind of an outsider. And that did not sit well with him. So he decided to use some of the money and he told himself that he is going to eat, he's not going to cook anything, he's not going to touch anything of these people's stuff because clearly they've written him off. And so he came back and then he loaded airtime. When he loaded airtime, he started watching YouTube videos because he was afraid to turn on the television in case the television charged the electricity. And so he just watched YouTube video. Eventually came across one of my videos where I am encouraging people, just like the video I did earlier, where I'm encouraging 40, 50-year olds to start their own YouTube channels. And I was just speaking generally in that video why you should start a YouTube channel if you are unemployed. And then I gave reasons why you should start a YouTube channel because you have a high potential of making it. Basically, start earning money. That $200 is a lot of money, especially when you're sitting at home. You don't have to take a taxi to town or to work. Everything you're doing it from home. And so he thought that was a great idea. And then the very moment after watching my YouTube video, he started filming YouTube videos. He filmed a number of YouTube videos throughout December. And then on the 1st of January, that is when he started uploading 3 videos a day, he says. He started uploading 3 videos a day for 3 months because he wanted to get himself out of the situation after what his family has done to him. So when the family returned in January 7th, he already had about 14 videos, I think, on his channel at that time. And then he already made about 800 subscribers because the things that he was talking about on his channel was finances. online jobs. He would research online jobs. He would research how to start an online business and things like that. I'm thinking that he was watching other YouTubers that talk about that, and then he would convert that in his own understanding, right? And he got himself 800 subscribers, and people were watching in good numbers. Like he will get 1,200 views, sometimes 5,000 views, and things like that. Of course, all of that was working towards his watch time as well. So the family returns on the 7th. They realize that he didn't touch anything. They're a little bit worried, like, hey, why haven't you touched anything? Where were you eating? What were you doing? He just said, no, God is with me. That's what he said to them. God has been with me throughout December. Now his mom sits him down with one of the siblings and they give him an ultimatum. They say, listen, if you haven't found a job by March, we think it's best that you left the house. You know, just go and fend for yourself. One of the siblings even said, hey, you can even become a criminal. It's a lucrative business. Mug people, do something. Can you imagine? So he didn't say anything. He just looked at them and said, okay, he will do that. Little did they know that he already started to position himself to start earning money for himself. And like clockwork, on the 28th of February, his channel hit 1,300 subscribers, and then his watch time went to about 5,200 hours. Meaning, the reason being, one of the videos that he had created kind of like went viral. And so he quickly monetized his channel. Little did he know that when you monetize your channel, the first month you don't earn anything. And already March is his deadline to leave the house. So he had no idea what to do when the 21st, because YouTubers get paid on the 21st of each month. However, if you live outside of the United States, you get your money around the 23rd to about the 26th of each month if you live outside the United States. So he decided to pack up his things and he knew that his mom would not let him leave. So every end of the month, the mom will get money from the siblings to buy groceries and pay bills, buy electricity, etc., and so on. So usually the mom will go with him to town. This time, the mother did not take him to town, and he knew that the mom was not going to take him to town, but he already packed up his things the previous night. When he packed up his things the previous night, he decided that even if I get killed on the way, I'm gonna hike on my way to Johannesburg. I don't know if that was a good idea or what. So when the mom went to town, he followed her, went and hiked. There's a freeway that is not too far from his township, and the freeway that was leading to Johannesburg. He hiked all the way to Johannesburg. When he got to Johannesburg, of course, he had no plans, he had no money, but he knew that he's going to get money in April because of the channel being monetized in February. So March he's not going to earn anything. He's only going to earn in April because that's how YouTube does it. The moment you monetize that month, you're not going to get anything the first month. You only get stuff the second month. But yeah, that's how YouTube works. So he got to Johannesburg. Somewhere, somehow, he found himself in some place in Midrand. Somebody had given him, what do you call this, a back room, because when he got to Joburg, he looked for a job for gardening. And fortunately, somebody did take him, and then he told this person his issue, and the person said, oh, you know what? I have a back room. You can stay for the month. As you said, you want to stay for a month. But in return, you are going to clean my yard. You're going to clean my swimming pool, etc. And so, and oh, yeah, and also walk my dogs. He said, no, cool. I can do that. So that's what he did for the month of March. He did exactly that for the month of March while he continued to create YouTube videos in his room, sleeping on the floor. So eventually he got paid, and when he got paid, you guys, that is why I say when you talk about finance or business on YouTube, you get paid a lot of money. This guy made himself a whopping 80,000 Rand from his YouTube videos where he was teaching people about online business and how to start an online business, and also talking about saving money. He had not even a cent in his account, and yet he was teaching people about how to save money and ways of saving money. He even talked about stock fails, and people were just consuming his what do you call this, his content. And so, of course, the owner of the house said, no, you can stay another month if you want to. You can even rent if you want to, because now the owner was feeling a little bit bad for him because he's doing everything meticulously. The dogs are walked on time, the dogs are happy and well fed, the yard looks spick and span, the pool looked as blue can be. So they kind of like were liking his ethos or his work ethos. And so now they were offering him the back room if he wants to rent it. And he said, yeah, cool, he would rent it. He had a placard. That's how he actually got the job. Had a placard and said, I can do your garden and whatnot, not. And somebody was looking for a gardener, and then they got him. So to cut a long story short, once again, he was making more money every single month. 80,000, sometimes 100,000, sometimes 50,000, because sometimes the money on YouTube it does fluctuate, but he was making enough for him to buy himself furniture, and he was furnishing that back room. But then again, he was starting to think like, you know what, I can't be having all this money at the same time. I'm a garden boy, pool boy, and a dog walker. So he started looking for an apartment somewhere in Midrand. He got himself a nice apartment in Midrand, paid everything, took all his furniture, and thanked this individual for everything that he has done for them. So now this is around July now. And then he moved into his new apartment, and he's never set foot home. And then I'm thinking to myself, if only his parents or his family just waited one more month, just one more month, things would have changed and he would have contributed positively into the family. So now my concern is his mother. I mean, she went to town, she came back, and the son never came back home, even though she knows the ultimatum that was given to him. So I'm asking him, how do you think your mom feels? He's like, please, if you will respect me, don't talk to me about them. When I am ready, one day I will go home so that they can see that I was not broken. Instead, I was built into a stronger person. Those are the words that he used. And I was like, but still your mom though. She's still your mom. She's like, yeah, I was also her son when she decided to ditch me and not at least tell me the reason why they are leaving me behind. They lied to me. I was like, okay, cool, whatever happens, happens. So the point that I'm trying to make here is it's a point that I made in my previous video. Start a YouTube channel. Who knows where it might lead you? But one thing I know for sure is it's not going to take forever for you to start making money on YouTube, especially if your YouTube videos have value proposition. If you have value proposition, because that's what people are looking for. People are looking to be motivated. People are looking for ways to be guided to start something like I'm doing right now with you with the YouTube channel. People are always looking to be entertained so that they can forget about their own issues. People are looking for information. People are looking for so many things. They're looking for ideas, how to save money, how to draft a budget. People are looking for so many things. You have absolute no excuse why you are not starting a YouTube channel with the talent that you have. You cannot say, I'm afraid to speak in front of the camera. You know what? Everybody at one point was scared. None of us went to film school. None of us went to editing school. None of us have any acting background for that matter for us to be able to have YouTube channels. And I'm telling you, your YouTube channel will always touch somebody's life, and you will get stories like the one that I'm telling you of this young man who's now living a very good life. He gets invited to events, and he gets sponsorships. I'm telling you, YouTubers make more money from sponsors than they are making on YouTube. And when I say they're making money from sponsors, I'm talking that you can call 100,000 rand for one Instagram reel. 100,000. And you can call 200,000 Rand for a shorts on YouTube. That's how much money these young people are making today using their social media platforms, especially those that are on YouTube. So if you are thinking, oh, I'm going to wait for this tender, no, YouTube is the greatest tender you can ever receive money from. Start your own YouTube channel so that you can cut off whatever shame and dignity that is being chipped away from you because you are unemployed. Take this video and show it to somebody you know that is unemployed. If they say, I don't have money for airtime, tell them to go to the nearest mall, sit in front of a bank. They have free Wi-Fi there. They can upload YouTube videos. Some people, they even go to the nearest airport, international airport. There's airport Wi-Fi. They can upload videos from there. If you can sponsor them at least 1 gig a month, that 1 gig goes a long way in uploading YouTube videos. So do that if you know somebody that needs this type of information, or yourself, you need this information. Because honestly speaking, there is dark days that are coming in South Africa, especially economically wise. And you want to position yourself by having a YouTube channel and then start uploading until you start making money on YouTube. This young man, like I'm telling you, he is making real good money. He's independent. I don't know if he ever went home at any stage since 2 years ago. I mean, since the beginning of 2024. I don't know, but I doubt he has. I think he's very, very hurt. So I don't know what your experience, what your background is, or what you are going through. I hope you are going to heed this advice and start using your cell phone to make yourself money. Anyways, do not leave this video without liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. And if you do subscribe, please click the bell notification so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much for watching the ads, and thank you for watching. See you next time. Goodbye.